Arsenal midfielder Mesut Ozil is one of the most unlikely Premier League footballers to be invited to speak to the Oxford Union. Ozil is listed on the Union's calendar as addressing the prestigious chamber on Tuesday, February 20 at 5 p.m. during a Europa League week, giving him plenty of time to travel to Oxford after training. The 29-year-old is a surprising choice, bearing in mind that he has virtually shunned the media during the 5 years since his £42 million transfer from Real Madrid. Rarely showing any desire to speak to TV, radio or press, Arsenal attacker Mesut Ozil will become the latest sports star to speak to Oxford Union. Diego Maradona addressed Oxford University students back in November 1995, and he is still uncomfortable speaking English, preferring to converse in his native German. Other sporting figures who have spoken at the Oxford Union include former FIFA president Sepp Blatter, Diego Maradona, Brian Lara, Andrew Strauss, George Foreman and Boris Becker. Jose Mourinho's cousin Ricardo Mourinho Felix, who is representing Portugal at next week's Eurogroup meeting of finance ministers, is now known as a Special Two. Australian compatriots Eddie Jones and Trevor Bayliss had both vowed to quit their roles coaching the England rugby union and cricket teams in 2019. And Jones had regularly insisted you would find him watching cricket in the Caribbean after the Rugby World Cup next year. But the difference is that the understated Bayliss will surely keep to his word, while the overstated Jones has now agreed to stay on for 2 more years. Intriguingly, Jones, who normally has an answer for every question, would not comment on Wednesday when asked whether his abrasive style of management is best suited to one exhaustive 4-year term and the specific goal of winning the World Cup rather than any extension deal. England coach Eddie Jones addresses the media after signing a 2-year contract extension. Formula One charity Grand Prix Trust came to the rescue of former BBC F1 commentator Jonathan Lagarde, who found himself in intensive care in a French hospital with pneumonia and pleurisy on a family holiday. The trust arranged for Lagarde to return by ambulance from the French Alps to a private hospital in London, and he is now recovering at home. He said, "I cannot thank everyone involved in the trust enough." Curiously, trust chairman and top F1 pundit Martin Brundle, who helped organize Lagarde's return, was part of the reason Lagarde lost his F1 commentary role 8 years ago. The all-powerful Brundle didn't feel their TV partnership worked. Head coach Freddie Andrew Flintoff complained on his Radio 5 Live podcast this week that the ECB's headhunter ignored his email applying to be England head coach after the Ashes whitewash in 2014 because it was not believed to have come from him. The reaction was understandable considering Flintoff has no coaching badges and had shunned the game for a number of years, searching for something to replace cricket. In addition, his England captaincy included turning up under the influence of alcohol for practice before an ODI in Australia and the drunken pedalo incident in the West Indies. Flintoff says he would consider applying again next year. Andrew Flintoff has revealed he would reapply to become head coach of the England team. A high-powered South Korean delegation has been visiting the Olympic Park to see what they can learn about legacy ahead of the Winter Games in Pyeongchang. Although they didn't stay for West Ham's FA Cup replay against Shrewsbury, nor did they go down the slide at the ArcelorMittal orbit that has transformed the finances of former London Mayor Boris Johnson's White Elephant. Meanwhile, West Ham, whose tenancy agreement at the London Stadium entails them giving 100,000 tickets a season to the local community, shifted 5,000 of them for the unattractive Shrewsbury fixture.